Game here from Sal891 and Corita Rectal Apitica. I'm sure that's an appropriate name. I'm sure I'm not getting trolled with that. High Elves versus Vampire Coast. I believe this is a quick battle. Some wild builds. For the High Elves, we do have the Fireborn Dragon Princes. We have a Lifecaster with Dwellers Below, Regrowth, and Earthblood. Smaller than Seaguard, Talons of Torquelada, and then a front line of Spearmen and White Lions of Grace. We have a Lion Chariot of Grace, Silver Helms, and Tyrion. On the other side for the Vampire Coast, it is a Mourngul Cyrene Rush. 4 Sirens, 3 Mourngulls, Lampert's Revenge, Bloody Reaver Depth Guard, some Scurvy Dogs, and Count Noctilus on foot with his summon an indication of Nahak. Without Burning Head, the Sirens can actually be a little difficult to take out by the front line, though cavalry charging into them will still do really good impact damage. Physical resistance only helps so much when you're getting rolled through like that. Oh wow, line trains went straight through that area. Okay, that was cool. That was cool. First of the zombie summons is out onto the Talons of Torquelada. Sirens have hit the front line. They have very, very low melee attack stats, though. That could be a problem versus the High Elves. The High Elves have supreme melee defense with their martial prowess passives. So the Sirens will not cut through these guys swiftly at all, unfortunately for them. I do think the Sirens make a poor front line versus factions like the High Elves. More summons trying to disrupt the Lothern Seaguard. Other Sirens trying to catch the Fireborn. As Lampert's Revenge and Mourngulls are getting here. Now, the Mourngulls should do fine. They should do fine. With their better mass and anti-infantry, they'll crush these fools. They're getting a fight with Tyrion and the Silver Helms for now. Already we have 2 Sirens crumbling. The last one is the backfield, trying to disrupt these Fireborn a little bit, but it looks like those guys will get away to safety. Scurvy Dogs trying to chase them down. The Scurvy Dogs don't have armor piercing or anything, so the Fireborn will be fine. Big charge onto the Mourngulls, though with their own archers in the way and getting chased by dogs. I wonder how much impact damage they'll get. Largely none. Earthblood tries to keep them all healed up. So Vampire Coast have a good surround in this area up here. They're getting some decent trades, so they are losing their Mourngulls in the process. Mourngulls are also a rather fragile and niche unit, and they are they're showing their weaknesses here as they just get rolled by this cavalry. Lothern Seaguard about half HP. And overall, the High Elves are a little up on the balance of power. I think they're generally winning in the state of the game as the Siren frontline entirely falls apart. The Talons of Torquelada are going to tear out away from the Sirens. They do cause terror, though it's not usually something High Elves care about. Again, with that super high leadership of theirs, they don't care. So the super expensive frontline of the Vampire Coast is almost entirely gone. All of the Sirens are toast, except for that one in the back that is at half HP. Mourngulls aren't feeling too good either. Count Noctilus and the Lampert's Revenge are chilling. And another summon tries to shut down the Talons of Torquelada. As Tyrion's Sunfang goes through the Sirens, do a little bit of damage to them. It'll do friendly fire to the Fireborn and Silver Helms, but it's less impactful versus cavalry, so I think it was just made worth it. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard are still full HP. Do have a Wraith Storm trying to hit that healing caster and take her out. A little bit of friendly fire onto the Sirens, so they are doomed regardless. And a Dwellers Below is out onto the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard and a little bit onto the Sirens. And there go the Sirens. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. 1 healthy Mourngull. That is all that remains of the weird front line for the coast. Still have the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard, still have Lampert's Revenge. Noctilus using even more summons. He has 2 Winds of Magic summons left, 0 Moondials. I was riding away from the Bloody Reaper Depth Guard, and the Lampert's Revenge does not want to take that fight right now. Meanwhile, Silver Helm's in the backfield rallying, and they will be needed soon to save this Mage of Life from the Scurvy Dogs that are chasing her down. She does turn around and just try and get closer to them. And their charge should be enough to kill off the Scurvy Dogs. The impact damage plus their low leadership could just crumble them away to death. Coast have 2 fake summons out, so do not be tricked. They are actually running a little low on forces. Scurvy Dogs do take that big blow. The Life Mage gets to safety. Noctilus wandering over. Fireborn taking the fight with Lampert's Revenge for now. Fireborn do have fire damage, which Lampert's Revenge are weak to. See how that affects them. But overall, Lampert's Revenge should be happy to take this fight. The crabs are good versus cavalry. Lion Chariots of Krace did not have a fun time fighting the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard, and another Dweller's Blow tries to catch them out, tries to get a little bit more poke damage onto these guys as a Wraithstorm pokes down the Mage of Life. And she's used to 2 Dwellers Below now, which is a lot of Winds of Magic, so it's not like she has a million regrowths ready to use at any moment. Stand Your Ground is popped from Tyrion to try and give these high elves a little bit more stats. And the Fireborn are getting out of here. The Lion Chariots of Krace seem to be very much blocked up. Maybe not getting out of here alive. High Elves are rallying on the far side, coming back to the fight. Mourngul's chasing off the Talons of Torquelada. They're nearly full health from getting that hunger regen whenever they're in melee combat. Lion Chariots still stuck, still having a bad time. Get pushed out of here soon. Tyrion sits covered in blood, ready to fight Bloody Reaver Depth Guard whenever he needs to. The fighting crabs and halberds could be a little dangerous for him. And all 4 units left for the Vampire Coast have their own healing. All of them have... Actually, 3 of them have the Hunger. The Lampert's Revenge just have straight up regeneration, which is a little bit better. Fireborn get another charge, but it will be ineffectual versus Lampert's Revenge. They kind of trickled in. They didn't have a wide stance. They didn't get the best charge they could have, and now they're surrounded and getting beat up by halberds and the crabs. Say goodbye to the Fireborn. As Tyrion duels Count Noctilus. Faint and Repose giving him 107 and 96 for melee stats. The best in the game, Mr. Tyrion has. Noctilus trying to fight back for now, and Earthblood to heal up all of the High Elves in this area. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard and Lampert's Revenge both approaching their heal cap, but they have to get back to Noctilus somehow. They need to save him, and Mourngul's are actually going to come creeping in with their own fog around him. Very cool effect. Noctilus does manage to get off another summon. It's his second to last one. And the Mourngul's actually kind of sprint past this area to shut down the Lollard and Seaguard. Don't want any of that poke to keep coming in. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard stuck in a fight for their lives against the White Lions of Krace and the Spearmen. And they should win that. Slowly but surely they'll win it. Noctilus does the indication of an heck on himself. But he needs support. We've seen this a little bit in some replays recently where people will just leave Count Noctilus on his own versus duelist characters and get slowly bodied. And this has to stop. This treatment of Count Noctilus is not acceptable. I will call CNPS on you. Count Noctilus Protective Services. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard getting real close to being heal capped, but they rout off the White Lions of Krace. They're also going to get rid of these Spearmen. The Lampert's Revenge going to charge these other Spearmen. While Mourngul's come over to help out Noctilus versus Tyrion. They should probably switch who was doing what. Lampert's Revenge would be much better versus Tyrion, while the Mourngul's would be better versus the Spearmen. But, okay, I'll take it. Any support is better than no support. Stand Your Ground's pop for Tyrion, giving him 96 melee defense. The Mourngul's with their 36 melee attack are not going to get through that anytime soon. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard get rid of all of these High Elves. The Lampert's Revenge get rid of those other Spearmen. Noctilus has 1 summon left, as his other one just faded. Now Tyrion gets surrounded on all sides by big old monsters. Good luck. Though he does have insane melee stats, so he might be okay. Noctilus is trying to chase down the last Lion Chariot of Krace, and the Mage of Life, of course. High Elves again rallying in the distance, but they're so low, I wonder how much they'll really be able to do here. And it's just Tyrion against a bunch of halberds. Faint and Riposte is back up, physical resistance, all those stats yet again. And Noctilus even opts into the fight. He might want to just stay safe. If Tyrion can get 2 or 3 good hits on him, then Noctilus is in severe trouble. Bloody Reaver Depth Guard going to sneak in between all of the monstrous infantry and get even more hits onto Tyrion. Here comes a Sunfang down the line. Not a lot of damage against all these heavily armored targets. The Silver Helms are on their way out yet again, but that is a nasty Dwellers Below on everybody. Do the Vampire Counts even... Coast, sorry. Do the Coast even get orders to dodge? Or are they just going to sit on the Dwellers Below? Oh, they're going to sit on it. Enrage gives 40% melee, actually just damage resistance overall, to the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard, and then Monstrous Infantry don't take that much damage from Dwellers Below, so it was a really impressive cast, but actually didn't get that much damage out just due to the enraged ability from the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard, but it's still a good cast, still very worthwhile. And Tyrion's not taking that much damage from this surround. Vampire Coast getting charged. Noctil's still trying to hit Tyrion, gets a couple hits off. Now Tyrion does have his own self-healing in the Heart of Aenarion, but it is risky especially as the game wears on. If you kill everything besides Tyrion and then you get his leadership low, he'll just break or army losses will take him before that heal can proc. So if he gets bursted down now while there's still other high elf forces, it should proc just fine. And also Count Noctilus staying in sustained combat with Tyrion is, yeah, I was worried about this happening. Tyrion just bodies him. He stayed a little too close to the sun for too long. He's now starting to crumble away. His heal cap is right there, so it's not even like he has that much healing he can still get. And if Noctilus dies, that means the leadership's going to spike down for all these other Vampire Coast units, and they'll probably start crumbling too. Noctilus takes a fight with the last Lion Chariot. Maybe going to rout it. But he crumbles to death. That's probably the end of the Vampire Coast. Probably. Oh, but Tyrion's getting low. Took a lot of damage. He already has 4,000 value. My god. Blood of your depth guard are heal capped, and they're crumbling. Lamprey's Revenge look like they're almost heal capped, and they're also crumbling. The Morgulls aren't crumbling just yet. So Tyrion does get away for a moment. Some of the Vampire Coast start to chase him up, and then they decide to just stay where they are. Rout off the Lion Chariots yet again. Another Earthblood for all of the High Elves to keep them in this game. And that is looking like it. This coast is going to slowly fade. Army losses. Tyrion with 4,000 value. The most I've ever seen him get. And then the front line of the High Elves did fine. Archers had a tough time. Dragon Princes did great. Lion Chariots didn't get a lot of value, but they did do good disruption stuff. I like them a lot. Silverhelms also did very well. A Lifecaster got 1,400 value from 3 Dwellers Below. The other side, Count Noctilus did fine. Lamprey's Revenge did amazing. Blood of your Depth Guard also did pretty well. Morgulls really struggled. Even the one that was there till the very late game got 750 value, which is kind of pathetic considering how long it was fighting. So I still think Morgulls kind of suck. I still think Syrenes kind of suck, but it is what it is. Scurvy Dogs did fine. GG. Roar.
Subscribe, yes.